So I'm happy to start. Marika, what's been the message heading into next week's clash with the All Blacks at the MCG, just to start with?
Yeah, absolutely. They've been a great side, world class side. We just spoke about what we can control. Things that we learned from last game, our breakdown, working hard the last couple of days, and conceding penalties, and work out of the ball. Been a key message going around at camp. The boys been working hard on that, and great side like All Blacks, you don't want to concede that moves penalties, and they're going to be hard on breakdown as well.
I guess penalties have been a common issue for the Wallabies. Is there any one thing that stood out in the review?
Probably not, to answer your question, and that's the disappointing side. There's a combination of factors really there. So for us, a lot of it, Marika touched on it then, a lot of it's around our work hard early. When we're slow to set, we're slow into position and slow to open our mouths, we're in a world of hurt. So it's an easy fix for us, but we've got to make that shift and we've got to make it pretty quick.
I guess a lot of those can be effort areas. Is that the thing that's most frustrating? Is just, there's a couple of times Marika kind of touched on it, but you're winning turnovers, but then instantly they're getting it back. Is that frustrating to see on film?
Yeah, I think, and what you just touched on there is a cardinal sin. 60% of the game's unstructured. So when we get those opportunities, we've got to be excited by them. Because if we're slow to react, slow to take advantage of that, unstructured opportunity and attack, then we're behind the eight ball.
I guess a lot of the All Blacks attack last week ran through Richie Mwanga and Will Jordan. I guess I know easier said than done, but what's the keys to trying to limit their effectiveness?
For me, you just got to take away their time. You give someone like Richie, Beauden Barrett, Will Jordan time to make the right decision, they're going to make it 100% of the time. So obviously we've watched that game, but the focus this week has been a lot on what we need to improve on. Because if we roll out what we did against Argentina and South Africa, particularly in those effort areas, which is where the game's won or lost, we'll be looking at probably the same result, to be honest.
Hey Tate, compared to the last few years, one of the positives has actually been the way the Wallabies have started, scored tries pretty early on in both tests. Have you seen or noticed why that might be the case?
I think it's just we've obviously had that at the forefront of our mind that we need to start quickly against these better sides. We need to try and paint that picture to the ref that we're the dominant side early. So, the boys have definitely taken that intent. The trouble we've probably got ourselves into is after that 20-minute mark, what we've done. So like Marika touched on there, the discipline's been ordinary. And what that does, that invites teams down. Even if you've got a good kicking game that's getting you good field position, if you're ill-disciplined, you're never going to win that territory battle. And that's what we've found, that a mixture of that and pure errors that we're not cleaning up ourselves, and we're slow to react, so then you're finding teams are playing a lot of footy in your own half.
I imagine you've probably, twice you've kind of made a nice positive impact off the bench. I dare say any player wants to start though. Can you tell me, do you feel like your game, for years now of like the body of work you put behind you, that you can more than capably start a test match against the All Blacks?
Yeah, 100%. But like you said there, mate, there's 3 nines that are 100% capable of starting against the All Blacks, and that's what makes it exciting for us every week. We're not sure whether we're going to be starting on the bench or out of the team, and we're working hard together as 3 nines to make sure that we're all world class in those areas.
And Tate, do you mind just telling us what's the general feel in the group? Like a few days off, which I'm sure is a great thing, just to kind of get away, put that behind, but then come back focused ahead of a big Bledisloe series where your season can kind of change on one performance. How how is everyone feeling approaching a week, an exciting week like next week?
Yeah, I think obviously that break came at probably a good time. We put in a hell of a lot of work and didn't receive much out of it. Two disappointing performances, but at the end of the day, we've only got ourselves to blame. So we licked our wounds, we reviewed, and we moved on bloody quickly because we had to. So the mood's been really good. We've had 2 days on feet, and we've been flying. The boys are ripping in. We've got a massive focus on our error recovery. So we've accepted and we've acknowledged that we're going to make errors, given we're in a transition period where we're trying to change how we play as Wallabies. So we've had a big focus on that, and the reaction speed around when we make an error or when the opposition makes an error has been really a really good sign, and really trending in the right direction where we want it to be. We recognise that we've still got a long way to go. So it's exciting, mate. There's definitely a vibe, particularly when we touch down in Melbourne early next week. It's going to be really good for us to stay tight, stay connected, and work towards a common goal.
And look, the MCG, it's pretty cool. Not many rugby players get to play there. Marika spent years at the Rebels and doesn't get to go into the MCG. That in itself is something to get up for, right?
Yeah, I mean, you've seen the best cricket games ever there. You've seen the best AFL finals, and now it's our chance to roll out our brand of rugby against, like Marika said, a world-class outfit in the All Blacks. So it's exciting from our point of view, and hopefully it's exciting for the fans as well.
And Marika, you don't often, you don't say too many words, generally speaking. Your experience, though, and your leadership in the Wallabies team, do you say a few more things this week around making sure everyone's positive going into a big test match?
I haven't said anything this week. No, not really, mate. No, not a big talk. Just try being, bring positivity, training through. Just try lead by the front, or a bit of the bump there for the boys. If someone doing something good, encourage each other, in a positive way. Everyone is down, like Tate said. We move on from that. Everyone need to, bring in positivity to training and training hard and help each other out, and hopefully we get our job done.
Just last one from me. Tate, has there been a different vibe from Eddie this week? Clearly, you can talk a big game and you can be confident about the year ahead, but when you come off a couple of losses where there's clearly areas to fix, how's the coach been?
Mate, he's been exactly the same as he has been the last, throughout the whole campaign. So the focus is on us, and there's areas, particularly around our attack and defence, that we need to clean up. So, I mean, yeah, mate, it's exciting. And, there's one thing I learnt, that you can't make any promises, particularly at Test rugby, but I can assure you that we're working hard to fix those areas that have been plaguing our game.
Anything else from my boss? Sorry, Nath, you go.
So just a couple from me. I was wondering, when results aren't going your way and you've got a new system, how do you go about building confidence and keeping positive when you've got a limited run into this World Cup with only say 2 more games, so you got that warm-up game in France?
Yeah, I mean, your confidence comes from the training paddock. So if you're consistently emptying the tank there, then you're moving in the right direction. So for us, we know that what we've done in the past hasn't worked for us. So this new game model, there's going to be growing pains and there's going to be adjustments, but every week at training we're seeing improvements in the areas we need to be able to mix it with the best. So like you said, there is a short runway, but everything we're doing is to accelerate that process to make sure that we're getting results that Australia can be proud of.
Last one from me. Tate sort of touched on it, but Marika, playing at the MCG, Melbourne's where you've played a lot of your career. What does it mean to you to be back there and playing in front of what could be a packed out crowd at the MCG?
Yeah, Terry said, it's been everyone's dream to play on that ground, MCG. I don't think so any of us been played there. It's been it's something that all looking forward to. But it'll be really hard to play there. But we need to to train hard this week, next week, and hopefully to make all the supporters proud when they come there next week.